Oh dear.
Star Wars Legends of the Force, Episode 2, Chapter 17, The Void Skullet. Without a clear unifying goal, our group of heroes began to fragment as each one looked to their own interests. Lexa Scarlet managed to contact her family. Kalani Starfire was tasked by Master Lamar of the Jedi Council to keep an eye on Delphine. John Thomas began receiving mysterious messages about the Sith situation on Ventuine. Delphine and Pakaz Nevad discussed the strange energy of the dark side creature and proposed seeking the assistance of Dakaya Malefic, Pakaz's Sith friend. The group seemed willing to go along with this idea, except that Aeland Koeth still wishes to investigate the mysterious Emma Raelius, and John is unwilling to cooperate even with former Sith. Will the party stick together, or will their collective fade into the void? So does anyone need a more thorough recap of what happened 3 weeks ago?
Nope.
Probably not recap, but since Lex is no longer in the Roll20, we might as well start making her rolls now.
Wait, what?
What? I am just fixing something. I'm still here.
Yeah, this is what we roll stuff
she's
for.
Probably changing her picture back.
Yeah.
I have many rolls and pictures. It's hard to track it of it all, okay?
See, I can't see anyone's avatars because I have them all miniaturized to just the names.
Same.
Yeah.
I made them all mini pictures.
So we ended last session with everyone going to bed, not having anything else they had wanted to do before bedtime. So John was still out. Did you plan on returning back to the quarters sometime during the night, John?
Yeah, I guess I just kind of wander around. We're on a space station?
Yep.
Okay, my character just wanders around the space station, kind of mulling things over and considering things, and then kind of sulking and makes his way back to quarters, I guess, early in the morning. I don't know. You kind of fall into bunk.
Okay. So now the next day, no one comes to wake you guys up. So whatever happens, what are you guys doing in the morning?
I was sleeping a little bit later, but I don't know, maybe 0700 I get up and go look for something to eat.
Okay. Yeah, if you go outside of your room, you see that in the main center of the common room area, someone has brought food at breakfast again, like they did yesterday.
Is there anybody in there eating?
7 in the morning, Aeland is not up yet.
I would be up.
Is this a common area for our quarters or for the whole station? Like, is it like a cafeteria, like a mess hall?
No, it's just for your quarters. It's like the living room of your 2-bedroom apartment quarters.
Do I know who keeps bringing us food?
You guys were here when someone brought food yesterday at lunchtime or breakfast time. I think actually you were up yesterday at breakfast. So yeah, you saw like some guy bring in a tray of food.
Was it just like the continental breakfast at a hotel equivalent?
Yeah, I mean a nice continental breakfast. It's not like super gourmet, spend hundreds of dollars on it. I mean credits.
Okay, I'm just
But
curious.
it's not really horrible. It's pretty
But
good.
I'm just trying to get a feel for what our situation
Yeah.
is here. Okay, I'm gonna go get a plate and start eating.
So yeah, so as a reminder, you guys were furnished these quarters, these living quarters, while the authorities checked into the whole bounty hunter situation and what exactly happened with the trepidation being ripped in half and mysteriously appearing over Terrace. And they confiscated the bounty hunter ship. So now you guys are hanging out in these quarters. And they originally had someone come by to take statements from you, and now you haven't heard back from them after that.
I'm practicing with my double-edged vibroblade.
Are we permitted to leave, or are we being held here? Like, well, what's our?
Yeah, they
Wait,
asked
no,
you
with
not
that-
to
with regard
leave
to
the. They told you not to leave the system until after they conclude the investigation. So you have to stay within the Teresian
leave
system.
the system? Okay.
Yeah.
Plus, they have our ship.
Quote unquote your ship.
We acquired it, therefore it's ours.
You can argue details all you want.
And we can also just say that Picasso will go on the ship and teleport it.
Possession is 9/10 of the law, right, guys?
No, it's 100% of the law if you could just teleport it away from the authorities.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that you guys don't possess the ship then. That means you don't own it.
Mm-hmm.
That might be effectively the reality of the situation, but it has nothing to do with the law. Is neither here nor there.
True.
Do you really think they could keep Picasso from getting to the ship?
There's
I
a
don't know, we
possibility.
I mean, it's not impossible, but it would be really hard. It'd have to be trying and suspect that he was gonna sneak off with it.
And actually, why don't they? What? They don't know him too well, do they?
They don't know he can teleport stuff. Well, good with him being on the ship with you.
Kylar, I take one of my ammo packs and use it to finish charging up the vibroblade, so that double-bladed vibroblade is no longer depleted and is fully functional.
Okay,
Like
I'm assuming you were telling that to me, not Kylar. The Dell need to
Zeri
know
has
that.
embraced. I was just going to say she's embraced the truth.
Yeah.
That you are one.
I am in control here.
Yeah, well, you know who I mean.
I mean, yeah. I figured. I mean, although on the ship, I guess I had power packs, so maybe it was but yeah, no.
Picasso is like going online and pulling up the schematics for the class of ship that they have, that we will soon be in possession of.
Yeah, so a reminder on that. You guys looked at the ship when you were on it, and you determined that it was like a custom-built ship. Yeah. So it's not a certain make and model that you can look up. It's a one of a kind. Bonus points if anyone can remember what the name of the ship was.
The bounty hunter ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember you were saying it. Also, what are bonus points in this?
Hint. I have a hint. It was the title of this session. Title of the session. Name of the ship.
Oh, Void Gullet?
Yep. That was why the title was so weird if you didn't remember what the name of the ship was.
I got it in
All
the
the
notes.
titles are always weird.
Yes, that is my goal. Okay, so Lexa is practicing with her double-bladed vibro sword, and John is eating breakfast.
And Dell had done force transfer only like the 4 hours, and then was meditating after that, and was probably
I'm I'm hoping to fast track my double blade or double weapon thing, so I don't have to get a feat for it. So
Yeah,
hint, hint.
I was just gonna ask out of character. When you like do this kind of stuff, when you practice with a weapon or whatever, I mean, does it have any kind of in-game benefit, or is it just window dressing?
It's GM discretion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Kalani got trained in treat injury because of helping in game.
Well, that
with
did
stuff.
actually involve rolling stuff.
Yes, that's true.
I'll roll stuff.
Yeah, you can roll to see how successful you are, and anyone who's watching you, to see if you break any lamps or anything.
What do you
You
want me
should
to roll?
roll dexterity. On a scale of 0 to 100, that's like a 60%, so...
I have a +3 to Dex. That's not bad.
So everyone who goes outside can see Lexa practicing with her double-bladed vibro sword. She looks fairly competent, like she's not about to stab herself with the other end or anything.
Yeah, but how's the wallpaper around her?
I'm on the balcony, right?
Oh, there's a balcony?
Yes. Does Jedi mind trick? Yes, there is a balcony.
Okay.
It's
So
a,
the
it's a beautiful veranda overlooking the dome that has all the like the plants and stuff in it.
actually no, it actually is super beautiful because if you go out there, you overlook Terrace, so you can actually see that view of Terrace from the balcony. There's just like an energy field keeping in the atmosphere.
So how messed up is the railing then?
There should be a couple nicks at least.
Okay, so anyone else doing anything?
No, mostly because I can't remember if we were going to have a meeting with Admiral Raelius or not.
We were gonna do that last session, but Eagle was tired.
Yeah.
A tick got loose. What?
Do you have like you have a tick farm? Are you planning pranks to give people Lyme disease?
No,
Basically?
it's called you're doing yard work. You come in, you sit down, then you find it crawling on you, and you flick it, and you're like, "Oh no, what did I do?"
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a bad idea.
This actually gonna be a real. Do you live in the Midwest or the Northeast? Because this is gonna be a bad year for ticks.
Southeast.
Ew.
I'm up in the Midwest right now, but I'm gonna be going back down south.
But don't worry, we spread bug poison like all across our lawn everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minnesota and I think the LP, parts of Ohio and Pennsylvania, and I have a really bad year for ticks this year.
Yeah. The only reason that it's still that there is a tick is because I was digging up these things that the previous owner left, and we didn't spread any poison over that area because it was all stone and rock.
Yeah, I'm personally not sure which is worse, the ticks or the bug poison.
The ticks, the bugs are a lot worse. Eat, ladies and gentlemen, get plenty of
Yeah,
it.
but poison, and you can't even see it. It just.
Yeah, but poison can't give you Lyme disease.
So what are we doing?
If you can't see it,
Yeah.
it's not really there.
Star Wars. What are we doing here?
I don't
Alexa
know.
looks down and sees
voice
that her
chat.
fiber blade has slashed through the head of some strange insect that was crawling
No,
in the balcony.
are my vision things done, Kyrath?
Well, if you only slept /force trance for 4 hours, then yeah, they're done by this time.
If more people don't start appearing before I finish my last bite of breakfast, I'm gonna go start kicking them out of bed.
Oh yeah, Aelin would be out by about 8.
Okay,
Kaz
well,
is out of
at-
bed already.
yeah, at 8, you guys hear a ringing at the door.
I'll put my sword away and go get the door.
Kaz eagerly follows suit, hoping that it's the news about the ship, or to talk to the admiral or something.
Okay. Yeah, so you open the door, and you see Emma Aurelia standing there. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Aurelius. I help you.
Yes, I was wondering if you'd all care to join me to speak with my husband. He wishes to speak with you all.
All right. I think we were hoping to speak with him anyway. I assume this means he's doing well?
He's recovering, yes.
What does he want to talk about?
Well, I'm assuming he wants to talk about what happened on the ship.
When?
Right now.
I'll go wake the rest.
Thank you.
I go
So
find
Kaz
whoever's
is-
sleeping and smack him awake.
Ow.
So
Was
Kaz
that
is
really
somewhere near
necessary?
the door, right? Is he within range of the mind read thing?
Well, you're gonna just walk over and grab her arm or something?
I
No,
mean,
I don't have to
it's
touch
just
her, I
be
just have to be in
it's
adjacent square.
It's not
Oh, we were just
touching,
pretending
it's
that.
adjacent.
Oh, we were just doing that for flavor. That he was shaking the admiral's hand for a really long time.
Well, I was 2 squares away from her that time, so
Oh.
I needed an excuse to be touching her or to be close enough to her, and that was my excuse.
Well, she's standing out in the hallway waiting for you guys. So if you wanted to like go stand out in the hallway, then you would be close enough to her to use it.
That makes sense. I go out into the hallway and wait for the others.
Dell will follow.
It's not even noon yet, and he's trying to read her brain.
I know.
And specifically, what I'm looking for is anything involving the weirdness of her looking exactly like Elon's ex.
Okay. So when you say anything about her looking like that, what does that mean exactly? Are you going to look through all of her memories to see if she ever has memories of herself looking different than that? Or like,
Meaning, I want to know what her origins. Like, if she's like just a normal person who just happens to look like her, or if like her old memories are like weird or don't exist, or you know that anything that would be a sign that this is not right.
okay, please hold. I have to scroll back up to my notes. Okay, well if you try to look up stuff about her origin, she has memories of growing up on Dantooine. Yeah, and attending the university there, and then graduating as a mechanical engineer, and then she was hired by the Republic, which you think matches with what you had heard from the crew and stuff. Do you want to roll intelligence?
Sure. It's at that point I realized I didn't have my character sheet up.
And it's at that point we realize you roll a 1.
Not quite.
Well, it's a 1 times 2, but it's not quite the same thing.
Yeah. Nothing like super abnormal, particularly about her appearing like Alora, sticks out to you.
Am I like just like completely like, yeah, there's no way I'm missing anything, or am I just like, maybe more investigation?
Yeah, like you definitely didn't have time to look through all of her memories, because like maybe other people started coming out, and eventually you started to walk. So like you weren't 100% convinced that she's just a completely normal person, but nothing completely strange stuck out to you.
Yeah, something could be wrong, but I didn't notice anything at all.
Did my roll go high enough?
Your roll for what?
I did the same thing, except looking specifically at her memories, like around the time when Alora, air quote, died.
Can you roll intelligence?
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, you saw the same sort of general memories of her working as an independent contractor on Dantooine and Corellia, and then being hired by the Republic. Okay, so Lexa goes to wake everyone up. Does everyone get up and come outside?
Yes, because apparently I've been smacked awake.
Yeah, by the time Lexa would have got to Aelin's room, he was already up and already finishing up his morning routine and such, about ready to step out, get breakfast and whatnot.
It's a gentle smack. It's like a kind of like, hey, get up kind of thing.
Okay, do you guys take the droids with you?
Actually, you know what? I want to talk to Emma. I want to tell her that some of us, we had a late night, and some of us haven't had a chance to hear wake up yet. And could we maybe put this off a half hour?
Sure. I'll be back in half an hour then.
I would have told
Sorry
the
for the
droids.
inconvenience. Thanks so much.
What was that last part?
Oh, I think I cut off Baza.
Oh, I was gonna let you go first.
Done.
I'm gonna I would have told the droids, like, cloak and hide yourself somewhere, and don't be suspicious, or don't cloak, and only cloak if you have reason.
So you're telling them to stay in the apartment, or
Yeah,
go with?
stay in the apartment and just make yourself innocuous.
But not to cloak.
Yes.
Okay.
Not unless like someone's coming to like repossess them. Then don't kill anyone, just run.
Okay. Well, was there something that John wanted to do in the 30 minutes that he got?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
I got another call last night and I recorded it. Out of character. Well, can I just? Okay, I copied all of this thing that we did. Can I just paste it in the chat or something?
Sure.
Should we roleplay this out again? Just like replay a recording, or should I just have everybody read it like I printed it out?
Let's go ahead and we can roleplay it.
Okay. Do you have it, or do you need it again?
Yeah, I copied it too.
Okay.
Well, I started from the part where he says, the Sith on Ventui need killing.
Oh, I go back a little further than that.
Oh, okay.
Where's that? I can't find that part. Maybe you have more than I do.
Did you have the part just after
What-
Dell left again? Because I have it from before Dell walked up.
The first line I have is, as you walk out, you hear your comm link say the Sith on Ventui need killing. Oh, is that where we're at?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, all right. But I have it in Notepad, and it's all formatted all weird.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Okay, I'm listening.
Your friends don't want to do what's necessary. The Sith are a menace. A man of your skill could really help the people in Ventween free themselves from these Sith scum.
I want details. What do you propose?
I know people in Ventween fighting the Sith. We have tactics, but we need fighters.
Who are you?
We haven't met personally, but I know some of the others. They wouldn't help me, but maybe you will.
Why don't you come to the point already? If you've been watching me a while, you know I don't have patience for this nonsense.
There's a resistance against the Sith on Ventween. Come to the spaceport and ask in the cantina for Drem.
What spaceport? Stand by. And then this is where Dell walked up. Go on.
The capital city spaceport. We need all the help we can get.
On Terrace?
On Ventween.
I don't have any way to get there.
Bring your friends. Maybe you can convince them to help me this time. We all want basically the same thing, stopping the Sith from the galaxy.
I'm growing increasingly convinced I don't have any friends here.
Not from what I've seen, but if you can't get to Ventween without them, try to bring them. They could use a little more order imposed by our militia.
I'm not any good at persuasion. I have to cut off this communication. How can I reach you later?
I have to switch comms to stay safe, but I'll be in touch.
So that's it. Do any of you recognize this voice?
Should we roll intelligence?
Yeah.
Oh, now I roll a high roll. Also known as a natural 20. Couldn't have used that earlier.
Kaz doesn't pay attention to people.
Darn, it's not the one I wanted to get a natural 20 on. So terrible. Because the answer is going to be straight up no.
Yeah, so none of you recognize the voice, although something about it seems a little familiar, something you can't really quite put your finger on, Del.
Super helpful. Thank you.
Can I tell? Has the sound of the voice? Does it seem like it's been purposefully distorted or modulated to conceal the speaker's identity?
It does sound strange, but it doesn't sound like robotic or anything. It does sound weird though.
See, I can get answers without stupid dice.
Well, sort of weird.
I don't understand what he's saying. No one approached me when I was living on Vantaween for any help of any kind. I did my job and that was it. I don't understand what he means by he's asked us before.
Well, there were those people we ran into in the hallway by your apartment.
I vaguely remember people being there. Did they ask for our help?
I'm not sure if they asked for our help or were more wanting us or trying to command us to help them. Particularly in our situation at that time, we couldn't spare the time for it.
As I recall, they seemed irritated that we were there at all.
Perhaps I was concerned mostly with getting out of the apartment. I don't think I paid attention too much to what happened outside of getting out.
Well, it's certainly interesting. I wonder how they've been tracking us, whoever it is. Because it seems like they are aware of our present situation, at least a little bit, which is surprising. I also find it interesting if there is some sort of movement to form a new militia on Ventwin, it might be worth checking out at some point. Soon.
Agreed, but first we have to figure out how to get off this planet. Maybe by speaking to the Admiral, we'll finally get permission to leave.
That's true. We could. Talking with him would probably get us at least some more information to make a decision on.
Unless it has anything to do with divisions, then my only question is there any money in it?
I think your question should be whether or not John wants to do it. It is his home, and he came on your mission without question or promise of money. At least you
Talk to
owe him is the
Delphine
same.
about that. I didn't try to bring him along. Glad for the help, but
That seems a bit honorless to me. John, if you want to go after this, I will lend my aid. It's the least I owe you for what you've done for me.
Considering what you've helped us through here, lad, I'd be willing to lend you my blaster for a while.
Before any of you make any decisions, I advise you to reconsider because in my gut, this sounds like a long-term commitment.
We'll examine what evidence we have first. I believe we have a meeting with the with Admiral Aurelius to attend to first, and then after that we can see what paths lie before us.
I don't expect anyone to make any decisions right this second. I just wanted to lay all my cards on the table before we go talk to the boss. That way you could decide for yourself rather than holding back all the information and just letting you know what I think you need to know.
Alright, lad. Thanks for letting us know. That's at least a lot more information than what we had before, which information is good when you want to make a choice.
Try to remember that. I kind of look pointedly at each one of them.
Okay, well, unless anyone has anything else more they wanted to add before you guys know it, the buzzer sounds back at the door.
Well, let's see if we can get that ship. I'd say that before we go open the door.
Did anybody else have anything else before we answer that? Nobody?
No, Elon is. He caught the sideways glance, but he's not going to do much else about it.
Dels just kind of looked at you when you said that. Like when you look at him, just like, I thought we talked about this already, but you can't really see his eyes because he's wearing goggles. So I guess you can't really tell us what his face is doing.
Okay, I go answer the door.
Okay.
I thought Dell was. Are you two having a race?
No.
Well, go answer the door then.
Okay.
All three of us awkwardly shuffle and push each other out of the way to get to the door.
3? There's only one of me. How many of you are there?
Well, we're gonna have Elon come join us for the race.
Okay,
No.
so you three walk over to the door and open it. And Emma's standing there
you
again.
two you've done.
Are you all ready now?
Yeah, either way.
Well, if you'll just follow my droid here. And then a droid that came with her this time starts walking down the hallway. And she, like, steps to the side to motion that you follow along.
Okay, I follow the droid.
Okay, Aelon, she pulls you off to the side.
Good morning, lass.
Aelon, I need to speak to you in private.
Alright.
The rest of your friends can go talk to the Admiral.
Alright. That'll work. And Elon will nod to them to let them know to go on ahead without him.
Okay, so does everyone go with the droid?
Tells
Yep.
going.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll go.
so he leads you down different elevators and lifts and stuff back to the part that the Republic had taken over. And then, or while I guess while that's happening, not then, Emma goes back into the apartment with Aelon. So who wants to go first?
3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, I guess Elon and Emma will have a discussion.
If only there was a force eavesdrop power.
I left my holo recorder there the whole time. Actually, I had John leave it there because he has it.
If Elon chooses to turn on his comm leak, there is an eavesdrop button.
No. Matter of fact, he probably made a distinct motion to turn off his comm link at the moment. Solas, what can I do for you?
Well, I think that you and I need to talk about some things. And she walks over and like grabs some food from the breakfast thing.
I would be putting it just about mildly, and he'll sit down across the table from her.
She looks over into the corner where the droid B0B is standing and says, "Do you think you could get the droid to go somewhere else?"
Sure. Bob, you and your little buddy go over into Pakaz's room. Close the door.
I don't think you actually know about the change of it.
Yeah, you
Or
don't know
did-
that's his name. Unless Makas told people that.
I have no clue.
The
Okay,
H59
so you just
Alpha
tell
then.
the droid.
Yeah, in that case, I'd probably go A5. Head on over into Pakaz's room and such.
Affirmative. He walks over there. You don't see the smaller droid. So why don't you tell me more about this? What was her name? Alora?
Elora Daishu. And if you looked in the mirror, you would have seen her.
Well, I do look in the mirror. Every day, in fact. She laughs.
Well, this is the best way I can put it. To say you bear an uncanny resemblance is putting it lightly.
Okay, just so we can picture this better, she's sitting down at the table, like munching on some of the food that was still there. What are you doing?
I'm on the other side of the table, hands on the couch, I guess, or chair, kind of splayed back.
Okay.
What more would you like to know of Alora?
Do you mind if I ask how she died?
You can ask. Whether or not I'll stay in one piece while I explain it is another story. Well, during one of her, it was supposed to be a routine patrol that day, but she was in doing a standard investigation of one of the ships at port in Nar Shaddaa. She had called me via holo that morning just to kind of let me know she was doing all right and to line up a few details about the wedding that we were planned to have in about 2 weeks at that time. And also to tell me to be nice to her mother-in-law. When during that particular call, a series of explosions kind of went off. The first one startled her, and she pretty much said she didn't want to die. And then that's when the last explosion happened.
She just sort of is sitting there. She's not eating anymore. She's just like looking at you. So what was she doing on the station?
She was an investigator for the security there. She was part of my department.
Your department?
Yes, we handled investigations, port security, things like that. Made sure that the Hutts and other players on Nar Shaddaa behaved at least by some standard of rules.
I see. So what caused the explosion?
What caused it? It was several explosive devices planted aboard the ship that she was investigating, or doing her standard search on, and I have reason to believe that it's connected to the exchange.
The Exchange. I've heard of them. They're nasty people.
Aye, lass, they're less than reputable, shall we say.
So why would they want to blow up the station?
There could be lots of speculation based on that one.
Do you think they did it to kill Alora?
No.
So she was just in the wrong time at the wrong place.
I wish that were true. My suspicions are that she was killed, or at least the ship that she was on was targeted due to probably try to silence my own investigations.
And what were those?
Investigating more and more about the exchange and their connections and whatnot, particularly in regards to some personal matters.
I see. Okay, we're going to cut over to the other people who are following the droid. So it takes you down a bunch of corridors until you walk into a room. And in this room, Admiral Reyes is sitting in a bed, like he's like leaning against the backboard of the bed, sitting upright. And he's got some like medical monitoring equipment hooked up to him. And he's the only person in the room when you walk in.
Because walks up.
Hello, Admiral. How are you feeling?
Ah, hello. Look it's the heroes that saved me and my ship. I'm doing much better than I would have been if it wouldn't have been for you guys. I wanted to thank you for everything you did.
You're welcome.
Pass nods. Of course, keep in mind because Bear doesn't. He's only like 4 foot something, like 4'3" or so. So he doesn't come up very high above the bed.
Mm-hmm. Well, he looks down at you, Pakaz, and says, "Well, thanks for all your help. That was some crazy Sith attack. I don't know how they managed to get that creature to attack us, or how it was so powerful to, like, teleport us here to Terrace. But I'm sure the Republic can figure that out after I've filed that in my official report."
Because wings. Yes, I wonder how it got us here and attacked. It certainly is strange.
So, is there anything I can do for you guys?
Well, yeah, actually, so we've been trying to track this creature thing down, and we think we killed it, but we're not sure, and it might come back. And well, honestly, we we lost our ship on the asteroid, and well, we captured the bounty hunter ship, but now it's in lockup in the investigation. But if you could somehow, I don't know, convince them to transfer ownership of it over to us, so that we could keep going on our mission without having to drag the Republic forces into it, because they have a lot of other important things to take care of. That would be really helpful.
Yes. Well, you see, we sort of have a dilemma here because, well, for one thing, I think that you all are clearly the heroes of this situation, and you all should be hailed for helping out and what you did. But the problem is that I'm also under reprimand for disobeying my orders to come to rescue you in the first place. So we can't actually officially recognize your actions because the Republic is trying to keep all of this under wraps. So I'm afraid there's not much I can do for you, especially since I'm also being charged with neglecting my duty. The problem is that picking you up all from the asteroid is sort of what began this whole strange situation. But I'll see what I can do about the bounty hunter ship.
Well, the mission's been officially recognized by the Jedi Council as important, so that might help with that. Since there was a Jedi, and the Jedi are part of the Republic, you're lending aid to another mission. So
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, we talked to the Jedi. We hadn't been in direct communication with the Jedi Council, but Kalani spoke with them yesterday.
I'll nod.
Admiral, who is your superior?
I answer to the higher-ups in the Republic.
Kareth, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I was thinking about maybe getting a name of.
Yeah, I'm looking. I have a name written down. I just need to go up and look for it.
Okay, because I was thinking about maybe recommending that Kalani go through the Jedi Council to try to get pressure off the Admiral about the
Fun.
whole thing. Oh yeah, you're gonna roleplay today. Get into it, yeah.
Well, one of the people I report to is the High Admiral of the ship here stationed on Terrace, named Vitka Dason. They're the ship that rescued our ship.
Is that where the heat's coming from?
Yes, partially.
And the rest of it? Politicians?
Yes, I mean, the problem is that people have a very strict idea of what the chain of command should be, and whether said people should always obey their orders, whether or not people's lives are in the balance. But if the Jedi are endorsing this mission, that would really help out. He looks at you, Kalani.
Sorry, I was distracted by the tubes. Tubes. What is...
He was basically asking you for more details about the Jedi backing the mission.
Details that I do not remember from however many weeks ago that was. Can I just say I supply the details?
From what I remember of it, I listened to the session today. Oh no, I listened to it yesterday. I'm sorry, I listened to it yesterday night, and they dismissed Paul from the room, and then they congratulated you on being a knight. Then they essentially said that for your first official assignment, you're going to be just basically continuing what you've been doing. It's your first official assignment as a Jedi Knight, is what they said. That's what Kyrath said.
Kinda.
And like Del said that like Del said, they also want you to keep an eye on Del.
Yeah,
Figure
you
out
can
the
mention
future
Master
thing.
Vuk Lamar, who's one of the leading members of the Jedi Council, because that's who you talk to.
Yeah. He was interesting, KOTOR games.
Emerald, I can't speak for the rest of these, but I really have no interest in being officially recognized or paraded around as a hero of the Republic. I just want to get out there and do the work.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. We need more people like you who are willing to get up and do the work. And I guess, as Del pointed out, you guys seem to be more well qualified than the Republic to deal with this, since it is of the strange variety. And then he starts coughing. Because he's still injured. And his throat was slashed.
Oh. That kind of coffee.
Yeah. And then after he stops coughing, he says, "Well, I'm tired, so I think that's all. We'll see what I can do about that ship."
Thank you, Admiral. Hope you recover swiftly.
Yes.
Okay, as you all head out of the room, the Admiral says, "Oh, Pakaz, I had a question about kill culture. I was wondering if you could help me out." And he just calls Pakaz, beckons Pakaz back into the room.
Prakash comes back into the room.
Eyebrow raise?
What did you
Del
ask about
uses
again?
farsight
Prakash
on the
didn't fight
Admiral
here.
at this very moment.
Ooh,
So he
there
had a
is
question
an
about
eavesdrop.
kill culture.
Kill culture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Prakash doesn't say anything, he just goes back.
Okay. Does everyone else leave?
Wavering? Unsure?
I leave.
He only asked for Pakaz to stay?
Yep.
Yeah, I leave.
Okay.
Yeah, Del's definitely gone.
After hesitating and doing weird looks with the eyebrow raised, I guess maybe I'll leave.
Okay. Well, the Admiral looks at you until you leave.
I'll try to communicate through a look that's probably not successful considering because, but I'll try to communicate through a look to behave and stay out of trouble.
Prakash isn't even looking at you.
You should probably go ahead and just verbalize that.
Yeah, if he's not even looking at me, I'll do that.
So what do you say?
Because behave and stay out of trouble.
I look at her and raise an eyebrow, and then turn back around.
I'll facepalm as I leave.
Pay no attention to the die behind the screen.
Do I?
Should have GM rolled.
Yeah, you can roll perception. Actually, yeah, everyone can roll perception.
Ooh, nat 20.
Okay, because you see the small droid sneak inside the room.
I keep one eye on it at all times.
Okay, so as soon as Kalani leaves and the door closes, right after the droid sneaks inside, the Admiral says, "Well, I wanted to thank you again for whatever it is you did."
Okay, it's at this point that I look at him and say, and lift up one finger, look to the droid, and there it is. That happens. If I'm not close enough to it, I move. I edge towards it first.
Okay. Yeah, it turns visible and slumps to the floor.
Now that that's dealt with, sorry, I think my company is a bit too nosy sometimes.
I see. I just had one question.
Yes.
You see, I have no idea where that creature came from. The bounty hunters were after it, but at least I'm assuming that's the creature they were after. But I was wondering whether somehow twisting dimensions and space, time, and whatnot happened. Did that cause the creature to attack? Is that creature from a different dimension? What happened?
I'm not entirely sure what caused it to reappear. Don't really know much about it, which is why we need to get out of here and go talk.
What do you mean
Someone who can help
reappear?
me translate. Well, we fought something that was mostly like that, just a little bit smaller on the asteroid, and a bit less powerful.
Oh, so it was from the asteroid?
We think so.
Not from a different dimension?
No, probably not.
Well, I guess that's comforting on one hand. On the other hand, it means that the destruction of the ship was caused by the derivation to the asteroid. But at least you guys stopped it.
True, and whatever happened to bring it back, if it keeps getting more powerful every time it comes back, whatever causes that, it's probably a good thing the Sith don't have it.
Yes. Well, I'll see what I can
And
do
are
about getting
not
you
able
that
to
ship.
control it.
And then maybe you can
Yes.
figure out more about this.
Yes, that would probably be good.
Just let me know if you ever need any other help in the future. I'll see what I can do.
Because nods. I appreciate it.
Then he like leans back in the bed and closes his eyes.
Because we'll walk over to the droid, scoop it up, put it over his shoulder, and walk out.
Okay.
And when he sees Lexa, he'll try to just heave the droid at her. Like, how big is the droid? Is it small, or like, do I have to drag it, or what?
Yeah, it's small. So I mean,
Yeah, so
you're
I
only
just
4 feet
tossed it
tall,
at
so
her.
it's probably like 3 feet tall at least. So it's almost probably as big as you are.
Oh yeah, then I drag it out. Or actually, no, I use the force to move it out.
Were you guys all waiting in the hallway for him, or did you walk back to your quarters?
I thought we were just going back to. I thought we kept walking.
Okay, yeah, you probably did. Did anyone stay behind, or did Kaz just catch up to everyone back up at the quarters?
Yeah, I just walked back.
Same.
Okay. So let us switch back to the conversation with Aeland.
Alright, Elon is gonna start studying her, see if there's anything going on, what he can figure out for her reasoning is here. Or thereabouts. See if he can't gauge things like her emotions and coming here seeing this, just things that are could be perceived, so to say. Is she flush? Is she nervous? Is it more of this is business as usual? Is there any anxiety?
She seems like, yeah, she's a little like bit rattled, and she looks upset at the story of Alora's death.
Is there a particular reason that you wanted to know all of this?
Well, after you said something, I looked up Alora Deshu in the Republic records, and I noticed that she does look quite similar to me. I guess I just wanted to know a little bit more about her.
Similar is just a mild way of putting it. I would say y'all share a little bit more than at least looks. I would almost say you share genetics, but unfortunately I don't have anything to corroborate that theory on.
Did you know Alora's parents?
Only her mother-in-law or I should say her mother, and that's only because she had just come down and I hadn't truly really gotten to know her very much.
Where is she from?
Oh, don't remember exactly if I'd written that down. Just a sec. I don't think I ever did write that down. I do believe she had told me one day that she didn't talk much about her past, but I do believe she said she was from Coruscant at one point, but even then I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I don't see how we could be related. My family's from Dantooine. Well, I'm sorry for bothering you and bringing up these bad memories, Ayland, but having my husband almost die and then just a little bit hard to deal with, I guess.
Strangely enough, I can understand.
You don't have anything to drink around here, do you?
Just whatever they brought for juice with the meals today, and probably just standard water. Let me see if I can't get you something. And Alan will see if there's any like Jawa juice or breakfast juice or whatever Star Wars would equate to orange juice.
Yeah, there is some.
Okay. It's blue, right?
No, it's pink.
Carillion sun juice.
Oh, okay. And he'll pour Emma a glass and hand it to her.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She takes a couple sips, and then she...
Well, lass, I hope I've answered what questions I have. I've been.
Oh, I didn't say, then she started crying. Did I say that? And then she got
No.
Oh, then she started crying. She took a couple of drinks of juice, and then she started crying.
Elon will sit down next to her and just put his arm around her.